In this video, I'm going to talk about how to recession-proof an Amazon FBA private label business. You're going to want to hear this. There's 5 things that you need to do, and none of them cost money. So that's awesome. You can do them right now. My name's Patrick. I work at AsteroidX. We spend $12 million a year on Amazon ad spend. That's all we do, and I'm sharing those lessons here with you for fun and for free. So let's get into it. Before I get into the 5 things, there is, I don't want to sugarcoat this. Like, things are not looking the best, to me at least. This is my intuition speaking. Cost of goods have gone up a lot. I'm sure you've noticed, in your supply chain that it's cost more to get stuff. It's because gas prices have increased, food prices have increased, just the cost of fuel in general. To make the world go around, all that stuff's more expensive. Some economists are projecting the worst recession in years, inflation at a 40-year high. None of this stuff is good, right? And it all leaves you with maybe even the same revenue, but less profit, right? You might be making the same or even more revenue than before, but the profit has been squeezed. And you can't pay mortgage with revenue. You can't send kids to school with revenue, and you can't put food on the table with just revenue. So I'm here to talk about profit, okay? If you care about that and not just vanity revenue metrics, this is for you. And by the way, if you do these 5 things and there's no recession or a very mild one, you'll still be better off because you'll be more profitable and leaner than before. So it's a win-win either way. It's just good hygiene, okay? So let's get into it. And again, this is in advance of any sort of issue, right? I'm recording this in early August 2022 for your reference. Things haven't really kicked off yet in a meaningful way, i.e. there was no really definitive event that kicked off a recession. We're in a technical recession in the U.S., but nothing. The effects are still. It's like the time before the storm, really. But if you knew that a tornado was coming through your area, you'd want to be prepared ahead of time. So that's what we're doing here, right? So I hope you watch this early and watch it through to the end. So the first thing is what I call KYP. This is a very obscure reference, but I call it KYP. It's a play on KYC, which is Know Your Customer. It's legislation. That's a very lame joke. But KYP stands for Know Your Profit, okay? And I will give you specifically the steps right now, because sometimes I hate it when people give me advice and they don't give the steps. So I will literally, if you're in Seller Central right now, log in. It's okay. Have a moment. I'm a video recording, so I have time, right? But in Seller Central, go to Reports, and then Business Reports. And then you'll see a menu on the left, and you will go to Detail Page Traffic by Child SKU, something like that. It's a mumble jumble of words. It's at the bottom. It's on the left. This will give you the, if you've clicked through, you'll see a bunch of columns and a bunch of rows, right? It'll be all your products and then the impressions, clicks, and sales for the time period and the date range selected. For the date range in the upper left, select the last 60 days or last 90, right? I would say 60, maybe, trailing 60. From here, you will get the opportunity to download a CSV. So go ahead and download the CSV and then open the CSV up. And I want you to make a few new columns in the CSV at the location of your choice. Right? You're going to make a new column for ad spend. So you're going to have to find how much spend on each of these child SKUs was allocated. This is a little bit annoying, but trust me, it'll be worth it. And then I want you to make another column or 2 for landed COGS. Right? How much does it cost in terms of materials and manufacturing, and also to get it to FBA. Now you can make this into 2 numbers, which is shipping and freight, and then cost of goods and manufacturing, or you could aggregate it into 1 line item. Doesn't matter. So then basically what you have here is an Excel spreadsheet with all of your products and the ad spend for those products during the period and the landed COGS. Right? Now just do a little math. And what you'll find is if you take the revenue, minus the ad spend, minus the COGS, and you'll need some Amazon fees in there as well, right? But you can assume, call it 15% referral fees, because that's mostly what it is. You can calculate all the way down to a pretty accurate profit dollar, right? You may not get refunds or anything like this, but that's a technicality, right? From the spreadsheet, you'll be able to tell, and I've done this with many brands before. Like we work with hundreds of brands every month, and it's shocking. If you have 100 products like this, 15 or 20 of them are bringing in the majority of the profit. You already know this, right? There's proven winners in the account that just produce, right? They're good. They're the A team. They know what they're doing. They just produce, right? Then the majority of them, sort of if you imagine like a normal distribution curve, there's 50 to 60 of them that do okay. They're chipping away. They make you some money, and then there's going to be 15 to 20 of them that are losing money, right? Or that make literally nothing or operating at break even. So with this KYP strategy, you've been now given the visibility to go, okay, perfect. Now that I know this, should I raise the price? Should I discontinue this product? Should I liquidate this product? Should I bundle it with something else? What are we doing here? Because every day that goes by, I'm either losing money or at least not making any money on this SKU. So that's not acceptable in a recessionary environment. There you go. There's the benefit of KYP. That was just one of 5, but the other 4 I think are shorter. I can get through these. Number 2, talk to your suppliers and try to renegotiate some pricing. You can look to the past and also look to the future in your appeal. It might go something like this. Hey, Mr. Supplier, Mrs. Supplier, it's been awesome working with you. And as you know, I've bought consistently in the past, and these products are very successful, and I want to continue distributing your products on Amazon.com, wherever it is. It's perfect. It's been great. I really like working with you as well. And in the future, I hope to continue this, and I hope to even scale it up. The problem is, as you know, there have been some price increases across the board. I'm sure you're dealing with this as well. I have an issue where I need to improve the margins. Any ideas? Right? And so there's a book called Getting to Yes. It's a negotiation book. And basically what the book says is instead of treating negotiations as an antagonistic engagement where it's me against you and someone has to lose, take your chair from out of the table, scoot your chair around to their same side of the table, and you will figure this problem out together. It's a reframe of negotiation that I think is very useful, right? You can also ask questions like, how would you expect me to continue selling when the margins are almost nothing, right? Or like I've run the numbers because I did KYP and I know that, look, I'm not making any money on this. So how do we fix this together? Because I want to keep buying from you. Right? So having those conversations those aren't fun conversations, right? But again, we're doing what we need to do. And as I said, both of these 2 recommendations so far have been free. All right? Number 3, okay, for this, I would position your products as essentials or at least test some differing product positioning. I'll give you an example. That didn't make any sense. Okay, so say you sell spray paint and your listing for the spray paint listing has all been about art and graffiti and making murals and stuff like that. And those are the keywords that you put in your listing. Those are the keywords that you advertise for. And those are the keywords that shoppers are finding you through. And the sales are all right, but it's kind of whatever, right? You can double your sales or more by saying, hey, wait a minute, what else do people use spray paint for? And you may find, after doing research in a keyword research tool for Amazon, for example, that there's a lot of search traffic for painting parking stalls, like stenciling the ground, or something more utilitarian like that, something more essential, right? Or for painting basketball courts, or what have you, right? Or construction sites, right? You can take your exact same product, reposition it as a construction product. Personally, I love the industrial and scientific area of Amazon. I think it's really underrated and will continue to be. So if you had a positioning there, I mean, same product, same supply chain, you didn't have to do much extra work. You just reimagine, reposition the product, and get more revenue that way. Right? That's an interesting one. And I've seen it work, actually. I've seen, this is from experience. And you don't have to sacrifice the revenue from the existing product. You just add another one. Right? Just list it again, but the positioning is totally different. The photos are totally different, etc. Right? Serve a new market. Okay. Number 4 is you should do marketing that cash flows immediately. I think it's not a binary thing. It's not like if a recession comes, you stop marketing, because then you stop growing, and then that trends to 0, because other people will be marketing and growing. So that's not good, right? What you want to do is spend on marketing where the dollars return in a really fast cycle. So that is Amazon advertising is perfect for this because there's thousands of people, I guarantee, every day searching for the product that you sell. You're just not getting those sales because you're not advertising to them. You're not reaching them. So running campaigns on Amazon advertising, especially sponsored products, cash flows super, super quick. These are not vague brand awareness exercises where you may or may not get the conversion. You will get that conversion that same day, and the numbers will either make sense or they won't, right? So Amazon ads, great, because the buyers are very, very low down in the purchase funnel. The last thing is number 5, invest in skills, right? In a recessionary environment or really any suboptimal economic conditions, the one thing that no one can take away from you are skills. Marketing skills, product skills, hiring skills, optimization, operations, learning how to source new products more effectively, product design, product repositioning, product marketing, building an email list, working with influencers to sell product. These are things that they, I don't know who they is, right? But the climate cannot take away from you under any circumstances. And if you're good, you will survive, right? That's just true, right? People still need what you're selling, right? And so if you work harder on yourself and on your skills throughout a recession, that can be fantastic. Come out stronger the other side. You've been marketing the whole time, although doing it smart. You've been tracking your profits. You've renegotiated with your suppliers. And you come out great, right? If you want a team to help you with all of this stuff, because it is a heavy lift, let me tell you, we are here for you. My company is called AsteroidX, and we help sellers make more money on Amazon, simply put, largely using the Amazon Ads platform. I will include a link down below to speak to our team. We help hundreds of brands a month, including brands like Everlast, manage their Amazon account, right? And one other thing I'll say before we part ways today is that in March 2020, there were so many problems, right? Amazon cut off goods that were non-essential, quote unquote non-essential, and barred them out of FBA centers. And we helped hundreds of brands through that transition. We are customer obsessed, and because of that, we will do whatever it takes to make sure that our brands succeed. So we went out and we found warehouses. We dialed down ACOS where we could. We cut advertising. We started new advertising. We made listing suggestions. Anything, right? The name of the game is what it takes, and that's the team that we have. So if again, I'll include the link. Go chat with us at the bottom, and I wish you the best, because the storm's not here yet, but it always makes sense to prepare. See you in the next one.